So here we go. Good afternoon. I am Karen Reeves Toppin from Key Inspirations, and I'm really happy to be able to welcome you to the third edition of Key TV. Key Inspirations is a small business which assists other small and medium enterprises with ensuring they stay on the right path. We provide a service of accountability. So if you have started a business or if you would like to start a business, but you are not sure which direction you want to go, or if you have started, but you seem to be stopping and you're not sure about getting to your next target and ensuring that you meet it or beat it, get in touch with us, keyinspirations@gmail.com, and we will certainly be happy to hold your hand and help you. The whole purpose of Key TV is to give small businesses, medium-sized businesses, charity organizations or community organizations an opportunity to come on and talk a bit about what they are doing to assist their community, to help the people to be better, to live better lives, or to spread a bit of love and joy. Today, I am really excited to have James Porritt on the show with me. Oh my goodness, when I met James, what a powerhouse. I mean, it was like you meet someone and it's like, pow, immediately they have that immediate impact on you. We would say, I grew up in Barbados, and we would say he was like a fire starter, like a firecracker. James, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Karen.
I'm really excited because when we spoke about your journey, there was a lot that you had to say. I mean, we look at you today and you are well known, not just in UK circles, but also in the USA and other parts of the world. But this was not always James's story. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, it wasn't a story. I'm blessed to be where I am now, but it's been an interesting journey. I've just learnt through heartbreak, failures and empty pockets, and I didn't really feel that I fitted in anywhere. And I struggle with self-belief, self-confidence, a lot of issues. I remember when I was at school, and I went to an all-boys school, and there was an all-girls school across the road. And when I was walking to school, I remember if there was a girl on the same side of the road as me from that girls' school, I'd cross over the road. I was so shy. And I'd cross over to say hello. But it's been an interesting journey. And like I said, I've learned through heartbreak, failures and empty pockets, failed at university, didn't really have any kind of clarity or understanding of what I wanted to do. There was confusion and it was difficult because I didn't have that understanding of self. But I kind of knew from a young age that I'd give people hope, inspire them through the challenges that I had. And I remember back in 2011, it wasn't a particularly good time. I'd left a job which I was doing very well at, but there were some issues there, and I left before I felt I was going to be pushed. Started a new job where I didn't have any confidence at all. I was making good money working in the city, but the guys I was working with were more successful than me, and I felt more superior. So that kind of destroyed my self-confidence, my self-belief, my self-esteem.
So you were more successful than them, but you still felt lesser than them?
No, they were more successful than me.
Oh, they were more successful than you. Okay.
Yeah. And that's why I felt that because I was in an environment where they were doing better than me. I was making good money, but it was completely out of my comfort zone. The business that I was running on the side fell apart. Relationship I had fell apart. We had to move house as well. So it was like a deck of cards. Everything had fallen apart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wasn't in a good place at all. I was clinically depressed. I weighed about 8 stones. So I was not, yeah, I was skin and bones. I actually was. And that made me feel worse about myself because prior to that, I must have weighed about 10 or 11. So that's a good 3 stones that I dropped. That's a lot of weight. And I was going to work, coming home. Friends were calling me to come out. I wouldn't go out. I was living with my brother and his wife at the time. And with our family get-togethers, I wouldn't come down. And you had these people that were scared of leaving the house. I wouldn't leave my room. and I had no confidence, no self-belief, no self-esteem.
Oh, James.
Yeah, it was a really dark place. And I remember on Friday evenings, I'd go to my room and I wouldn't leave until Monday morning. I wouldn't eat, I wouldn't sleep, I wouldn't drink. I was not in a good place. And my brother, his wife, my nephew and niece, they referred to me as our Uncle James is not feeling well. They knew me as sick Uncle James. And at my lowest point, my mum and sister had come to the house one evening and they put the landing light on to come and see me. I didn't want to see them. I was scared enough. I went and hid behind the wardrobe. And that's not normal behavior for a 2-year-old child, let alone a grown adult. That was only 9 years ago. I was 31 at the time, and I was rock bottom. My mum found me there. She was in tears. My sister was swearing at me, sort my life out, and I had to try and find something. And around similar time, I was having a review with my manager with work, and it wasn't stressful. And next thing I know, the paramedics were there asking me my name and date of birth. And I answered them and I was really confused. I didn't know what was going on. And apparently I'd had a grand mal epileptic seizure. I bit my tongue, blood was coming, foaming at the mouth, eyes were rolled up like exorcist, my body was convulsing, and I was gone for 8 or 9 minutes. And they were really scared. They didn't know what was going on. And they done the worst thing possible. They were actually trying to restrain me, which made it worse.
So you were in a state of, from what I can understand, you were in a state of deep depression.
Yeah.
Because you were kind of isolating yourself. You weren't coming out. You weren't associating with people. You weren't having fellowship with anyone. You weren't allowing visitors to come and see you. Not even your family you would allow to come and see you. And the next thing was you were having a seizure.
Yeah. So I wasn't eating. I wasn't sleeping, and I was in a really, really dark place. And
how did anyone find you?
Sorry?
You were alone in a room and you had a seizure. How did they know?
No, this was at work.
Oh, you were at work. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to open my ears a bit.
Oh, that's okay. So I was having a review with my manager at work, and next thing I know, the paramedics were there asking my name and date of birth. And obviously, I had no recollection of the seizure, and they were reluctant to take me to hospital because I was working in the property sector. They thought I'd OD'd on crack cocaine or something.
Oh my goodness gracious me.
Yeah, which is a stigma. I didn't. And that was life-threatening. I had 3 of those in quick succession, one at work, one in the ambulance, one in hospital. And when they took me to hospital, they put me on anti-epileptic drugs straight away. They thought I'd OD'd on crack cocaine or heroin. The seizure was so severe, but there was nothing in my system. And there was no history of epilepsy. And over a period of time, I had CAT scans, MRIs, EEGs, ECGs, psychological tests, blood tests, and they were all clear, which ruled out epilepsy, and it left the neurologists and consultants confused. If I'd listened to them, I'd be drugged up to my eyeballs in bed as a zombie right now.
Oh, wow. 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 It's very difficult to see the face that we're looking at right now, the handsome, smiling face that we're looking at right now, and picture someone who was having, epileptic seizures and going through the bevy of hospital appointments and so on that you must have had to go through.
Yeah, I've seen top surgeons, top neurologists on Harley Streets, neurologists. I've been to neurological centre in central London, Russell Square, one outside London. They kept me overnight. They put wires in my head. They couldn't find anything. And I was a complete anomaly. They just couldn't figure out what was going on. And so I had to seek out alternative solutions. But mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, I was completely out of balance. And looking back now, I understand that my journey has all been about balance. I'm in a very balanced place now, but it was completely out of balance first. And it was completely destructive because I couldn't hold down a job. My health was messed up. I couldn't focus on a business. I couldn't hold down a relationship. And because I couldn't have any kind of normality, my finances messed up. And so it impacted every single area of my life. And I was constantly up and down. And obviously, I didn't know back then what I know now, but I had severe issues growing up, lack of self-belief, lack of self-esteem, poor beliefs, poor conditioning, chemical imbalances, PTSD. severe levels of ADHD and bipolar seizures. My life was messed up.
It's interesting to hear you talk about all of the conditions that you would have had. Not very many people, I mean, we're getting to the stage in our society now where people are beginning to open up. But there
Yeah.
was a time when to talk about these things would have been considered as what we know as taboo. And not many people would be opening up and talking about it. If you had to give a word of encouragement or advice to anyone that, you know, looking and listening on to you, what would you want to say to them now?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. You're amazing. You're an incredible person, and you are worthy of love as well. And and actually, it's important you say that, because someone very wise said to me, if we're speaking to people that we may deem to be more successful, more wealthy, more connected, or position of authority, i.e., a spiritual leader, a coach, a mentor, or a doctor, or a business person, whoever it may be, we can listen to what they're saying, but we have to go within. We have to tap into our internal guiding system, our intuition, our gut instinct, Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. But if it feels right, you go with it. If it doesn't, don't question them, you'll trigger their ego, but you have to go within.
Within.
Just because someone tells us something doesn't mean it's true. And it's a fascinating period that we're going through now, because this is the most uncertain period in living history. It's nothing to humanity, but it is to us. And in lockdown, I can honestly say, lockdown is the best thing that's ever happened in my life.
Tell us why. You shared this in a conversation with me about lockdown being the best thing that ever happened to you, and it's such a stark contrast to what a lot of people are saying. You know, even on the news, everyone is saying in lockdown people are losing their minds, they want to get out the house, they want to do this, businesses are losing money, and so on and so forth. But what was your experience in lockdown?
Yes, thank you. And it's fascinating as well. So during lockdown, business has grown significantly. I'm currently in a position now where I have dental clinicians, pharmacists, nutritionists, holistic practitioners, doctors, medical professionals, psychotherapists, counselors, rehab specialists, athletes, businesses, consultants. I've
Wow.
got a stroke and neurological therapist. There's another clinician in the UK that relocated to Houston, and they specialize in women with hormonal issues, menopause, and children with autism. And they all refer me clients, and they refer me candidates to interview. So business has exploded, and
Wow.
yeah, it's a blessing in disguise. And what's crazy is, prior to lockdown, in normal times, everyone was doing well, and I was struggling. And now the world's struggling, and I'm thriving. And looking back on my journey, it's like Steve Jobs says, we can't connect the dots looking backwards. We can't really connect the dots looking forwards, rather. We can only connect them looking backwards. And
Yeah.
looking backwards, I struggled when the world was thriving. Now the world's struggling and I'm thriving, which is...
Is it possible that the reason you can now be thriving is because the world has had that 3 month opportunity, or nearly 4 month opportunity, to kind of slow down, where people had to take a look at things like their priorities, their health, their family relations, and kind of rearrange what's important to them?
100%, 100%. And that's exactly what lockdown's done for me. It's given me the space and time to reflect and think about who's important, what's important, how I interact with others, how others interact with me, who I want in my life, and who I want to invest my time and energy into. And also, people, you can't understand, we've had a health pandemic, we've had a financial pandemic, it's not over yet. We've had all kind of conspiracy theories. People are distrusting the government. You got 3G, 4G, 5G. You got vaccinations. You got BLM,
We
aliens.
got everything.
We don't know. We got everything. And people under pressure, and people under psychological stress. But I've had to deal with this decades ago. So everything that I've done in the past has primed, prepared, and groomed me. So when people are going through this now, it's nothing new to me. I've been cultivated, and it's like if you look at a diamond doesn't start off as a diamond. It starts off as a lump of coal in the ground. But
Yeah.
for many, many, many years, applied pressure, constant refinement, cutting, polishing, it turns into a precious gem because of process. And as an analogy, human beings, we all want to be that diamond. Very few willing to go through the process, very few willing to get cut. I've simply process, and that which was sent to destroy me has become my greatest strength. And I've simply been able to turn my poison into my medicine. But because of the challenges I've had that was so severe, medical professionals couldn't help me. The doctors couldn't help me. The neurologists couldn't help me. Psychologists couldn't help me. Coaches couldn't help me. No one could help me. And I had to find alternative solutions, which led me into looking at nutrition, diet. I cut out caffeine, alcohol, sugar, wheat, gluten, dairy, processed food. I looked at good exercise, meditation, Tai Chi, swimming, sauna, steam room, sound therapies, Reiki, you name it. I tried it. I've tried tens of thousands of pounds on different treatments. Some worked for a while and stopped, some didn't. But I had to go against the grain. And what I found was that I was open-minded, and the more I learned, the more I realized we're in an unfair system. We operate in a system and a structure, whether that's business, whether that's politics, whether that's social, economical, whether that's educational, whether that's health, whether that's religious, it doesn't matter. And I'm not here to upset people. I'm not here to ruffle any feathers. But the reality is, all those systems that I've mentioned, they are not there to set us free. They are not there to help us progress. They are there to keep us trapped in a system which does not serve us.
Okay. So before we have people thinking that you are an anarchist and you come to upset the equilibrium of everything, I want to say something. You said before, let me see if I can get it right. You said your poison became your medicine.
Yeah.
And the things that were sent to hold you back, I think it was the thing that came to hold you back eventually set you free. I think it was somewhere along that line.
Yeah, so what I said was, that which was sent to destroy me has become my greatest.
Destroy you. Yes.
And I've been able to turn my poison into my medicine.
Okay. So this is what you used in order to do your research.
Yes.
To find the thing that eventually set you free.
100%.
Right. So can you tell us about the thing that eventually set you free?
Yeah, absolutely. So I came across a lot of things. They were working for a while, but my body kept shutting down. And February 2018, I remember going to the gym, 45-minute session, which was very intense, sauna, steam room, swimming, had meetings during the day, another gym session in the evening, intense, sauna, swimming, steam room. And I saw people sleeping there. I was jealous because I couldn't sleep. And had a Thai massage, acupuncture, cupping, went home, had a Radox bar for an over an hour. I still couldn't switch off. I couldn't sleep. And I phoned one of my friends who's a specialist, and they were like, that's not normal. You need to get yourself checked out. So because of everything that was going on, I was on high alert. I was in survival mode. I couldn't switch off. And there's a lot of people like that now, especially high-level professionals, business owners, parents, and with lockdown now, it's ridiculous levels of stress. And sometimes I was going 3 days with only 3 hours sleep. I just couldn't switch off, and that was a huge trigger for my seizures. So the triggers, and I wasn't epileptic. I had no health conditions that they could find, but it was lack of sleep, lack of being able to switch off. And my emotions and mental state was all over the place. I just had no balance. And I was in Cannes for a property event in March, and I had another seizure at an event with lenders in front of 200 people, and I was rushed to hospital. And that was very scary. So on coming back to London, I was very blessed to be connected with the product that I now use. Now, what was fascinating, I first came through across this breakthrough health product about 3 or 4 years ago. Because of the work that I do, I get connected with a lot of people and I'm open-minded. So I had a conversation with one of the medical professionals on the board, but I didn't know if they were speaking to me as a medical professional or as a sales consultant. And to be honest, I didn't trust either one. So I was very skeptical. Well, I wasn't, because I could see what was going on. I didn't trust them. And I was on medication at the time, so my situation was unstable. So I dismissed it. 2 years had gone by. And then one of my business partners that I've been working with for 7 years that trained me up, they were very successful with a health organization 17 years ago. They were researching it. They had positive results. So when they told me about it, I was more inclined to listen. And when I dismissed it several years before, it kept coming up again and again. And I kept ignoring it because I didn't trust the people that were introducing it to me. And
now that's interesting. It's interesting that you should say that, because I'm sure there are quite a few other people out there, especially those that, because we're talking about small businesses, there may be some people that want to do something, but because of the chain by which it is coming, the means that the information is coming, they are distrusting of it, but they go somewhere else and it kind of meets them, and they turn somewhere else and it kind of meets them. It's like, it doesn't matter how they turn, they meet it, and they still keep dismissing it. And it sounds like that's something that you did for a long time.
No,
but eventually you got to where you are.
Yeah, and I strongly believe that nothing happens before its time.
That's right.
In the perfect moment, in the perfect way. And what is meant for us will come to us if we learn to trust ourselves, love ourselves, accept ourselves, and let go, let God, trust and surrender. And when we can just really let go, and that's all it is. So I came across it. I was only looking at it because of the trust and relationship that I had with the individual that introduced it to me, and also because they bought it for me to use. So I thought, well, it'd be rude to refuse, right? Not to mention...
It would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and that was my justification. And I thought, well, they must believe in it and they must care. And I didn't know what it was. It was a solution that you drink. And I was drinking it. It tasted really weird, but if it's going to help, I'll try it. And on the 7th day, I went to sleep at 5 p.m. in the afternoon, and I slept right through to 8 a.m. the next morning.
Wow. So it started working.
Yeah. And my body was resting, repair, and recovering. I didn't know what it was doing, but I was like, it's doing something. Now, we can experience something, but when people start giving you feedback, that's when you start paying attention. So over a period of time, people that had known me before were coming up to me, and they still do now as well, that haven't seen me for a long time. And they're like, James, you've changed. And I said, what do you mean changed? They said, your energy is different. I said, what do you mean different? They said, your energy is shifted. I said, I don't have any idea what you're talking about. You've lost me. They were trying to lie. And they said, don't take it the wrong way. We've always loved you, but in the past, your energy was too intense. You never switched off. You weren't present. You didn't listen. We couldn't get a word in edgeways. It was draining being around you for long periods of time, and we just couldn't be around you. Now, that's not good feedback, is it?
No, it's never nice when someone tells you that you're overly intense. It's a bit like, I had a friend that said to me recently, I love you, but if the two of us had to work together on the same team, I couldn't do it. And when I asked her why, she said, because you're a bit like a sergeant major.
This is it. So that's the challenge that I had. And so basically they were telling me how they really felt. And I was like, wow. And I said, why didn't you tell me before? And they said, we told you many times, you didn't listen. So I was stuck in my own, and I was scared to ask. And I said, what about now? And they said, well, now your energy is balanced, you're grounded, you're present, you're listening. It's a joy being around you. You allow the space to be heard. And we love being around you. It's like you're a different person. What have you done? What have you changed? And I was like, I don't know, because I wasn't tracking it. But looking back now, the only thing that I changed was I started using this product. So then I was researching it because of the personal response that I had. And just to make it clear, we don't make any medical claims. We don't claim to prevent, cure, heal, or treat any ailment, condition, or disease. But what I do privately is I've been using this product since August 2018, so 2 years now. No more seizures, no more medication, My ADHD and bipolar has gone from being a curse to my greatest strength. And no more chemical imbalances, no more PTSD. I'm sleeping fine, operate like an Avenger. Business has exploded. I've got all these professionals referring clients to me, and I get paid weekly, and we're changing people's lives, and it's extraordinary. And the more I started looking into this research, I was like, wow, this is life-changing. And there's several universities in America that have been awarded over $10 million grants to research this technology. The medical, academic, and pharmaceutical industries are racing around the clock to discover a breakthrough product in the space. And this company's been sharing this product with the world for the last 10 years. And I'm now a distributor. I started off as a customer. And because of using this product, I've actually been headhunted for lucrative roles within the property, finance, artificial intelligence,
Wow.
investment spaces. And I don't even need this product. I don't even need this company. And I was doing well anyway. And I was getting pulled to pieces. And in lockdown, I made the decision to step back from all those lucrative consultancy roles, which was a huge risk, and focus purely on this product. And I did that. It's the best decision I've ever made because it's transformed my life. We're transforming other people's lives. We've got a Facebook group with over 130,000 people in there with, I'm talking about life-changing results. Like one of my personal friends, Brendan, he's 26 now, had a car accident at 18. He was in a coma for 120 days. And he wasn't expected to live through that. His doctors advised his parents to switch off the life support machine, and they actually recommended euthanasia because he'd broken the C4 disc in his upper neck, he'd shattered his back, he'd broken his arm, he'd broken several ribs, he had severe brain damage. Eventually he woke up and they took him home because the hospital couldn't do anything, and he was destined to live his life in a wheelchair as a paraplegic in a vegetative state. And now he's running marathons. He's a marathon coach. That was never in the script, and he's been using this product for 6 years. And I can tell you story after story after story. So we're changing people's lives. It's changing my life. And I didn't even realize last month I was the #1 recruiter in Europe, #3 globally. And I was just recognized as a brand new position 2 weeks ago. I had a private call with the corporate team, and business has exploded. And by the end of the year, we'll have a team of at least a couple of hundred, maybe a few thousand people, and helping other people transform their health, their finances, and their wealth and become financially free. So with what we do with this product, very simply, we help people with severe health challenges that actually it transforms their health. We help people get the products for free. We help people transform their finances. We've got athletes that use these products, and athletes can actually use this product in the Olympics. It's not a drug.
It's not a drug.
No, it's non-toxic to the body. It's native. There's only 2 places where these molecules exist. #1 is in our bodies, and 2 is in this product. It does not anywhere else. So it's very exciting, and we're helping a lot of people. And because of that, a lot of professionals, medical space, pharmaceutical space, and people with health challenges are getting referred to me. And 95% of my business is done through personal referrals, word of mouth, and through the relationships I've cultivated in the last 20 years.
James, this has all been really, really interesting. We're at, just about 2-3 minutes left to go, but there's a couple of things I just want to reinforce. One is you are a testimony to the products.
Yes.
It has helped you, having taken it, it has turned your lifestyle, it has changed your health, it has changed your life, it has changed your lifestyle. And now you are a distributor for this product, and you are helping others who will come into your community to change their lives by becoming distributors as well. So their lives are changing financially, and it's making a difference to them and their families. They're getting a little bit more time to do things that they wanted to do. So this product is a life-changing product on a variety of fronts.
Absolutely. It's impacted every single facet of my life. I've got my health back, uh, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. It's impacted my life, spiritually as well. People are able to hang around with me a lot longer. I'm attracting people around the world, and we are impacting a lot of people's lives as well. And the stories are incredible. I've just never come across anything like this in my career. And I wake up every morning excited about the conversations I'm going to have, the friends I'm going to make, and the lives I'm going to impact. And I go to sleep every night grateful for the conversations that I've had, the friends that I've made, and the lives that I've impacted. And I would do this for free. The fact that they pay me for this, it's crazy.
It's a bonus.
Yeah, one of our
So,
goals is to set up a charity before the first quarter of 2021 where we
of
can give
course.
products to free for people that can't afford it.
Fantastic. Well, that is amazing. That's amazing news. That's what you call giving back to the community. When
Mm.
you're ready to set it up, or rather when you set it up, let me know. We'll get you back on the show so we can talk about it then. That would be
100%.
brilliant. Is there are there any borders? I mean, if someone from Australia watched this and they wanted to get in touch with you, and they were interested in getting the product from you or becoming a distributor for the product, are there any national or international barriers to stop that?
Yeah, if you're an alien and you live out in outer space, we can't help you. But if you're on Earth, we can. So we operate in 33 countries around the globe. But even if you're not in one of those markets, we can still help you. So wherever you are, just reach out. You can connect to me through Facebook, the website, which you'll put on the link below.
Yeah.
And wherever you are, we can help you. Many people are not interested in the business. Many people are not interested in becoming a distributor. That's fine. If you're not interested in the business or become a distributor, we can still help you, and we can still help the people that you know, because this product is changing lives. So whatever you need, we can help you with.
That's amazing. James, thank you so very much for being here today. I know that since we've met, your energy has really helped to boost my own, actually. Um, and I'm ever grateful to God for allowing our paths to cross, and allowing us to meet. We still have to meet face to face. We've spoken on the phone. I think this is the first time that we're actually kind of seeing each other face to face, but we
Yeah,
still have to do that physical meetup, and I am really looking forward to it. Thank you so much for coming and being so open and transparent with us. And for those of you who have been watching, I am going to put the links to James's pages and ways that you can contact him to discuss more about the product. So if you know someone who is having, health challenges, um, or they need to have a little bit more energy in their lives, get in touch with James, and let him tell you about the product that he has been using. If it has revolutionized his life and revolutionized the lives of others that he has met, then I'm pretty sure that it should be able to help you as well. James, thank you so much.
pleasure. Thanks a lot for your time.
And thank you to all of you who have watched this live, and those of you who are going to watch on the replay. Thank you for tuning in to Key TV today. I'm Karen Reeves Toppin, wishing you a very pleasant week. And you can look out for us to be back here on Thursday, with another episode of Key TV. Bye for now.